Cross-border fighting with Afghanistan has divided Pakistanis. Upset at the former rally's violent attacks, many of them are viewing the Taliban-run Afghanistan as a source of betrayal and instability. Kabul's failure to curb the operations of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, a militant group that has frequently undermined Islamabad's internal security, is one big reason for this sentiment. Hello and welcome to The Print. My name is Debdutta. Before we delve into what's trending in Pakistan today, a Happy New Year to all of you. In today's episode of Go to Pakistan, we look at what is behind the escalating violence between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now, the latest escalations follow Pakistan's airstrikes on TTP hideouts in Afghanistan in retaliation to a 21st December attack on Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's North Waziristan district, which had killed 16 Pakistani soldiers. Pakistan claims that the strikes targeted TTP fighters, whereas the Taliban government accused Islamabad of killing at least 46 civilians, including women and children. The Taliban claims to have targeted several points near the contested Durand Line border in response to Pakistan's violence. Social media users complained that Afghanistan is okay with US attacks but gets angry when Pakistan retaliates. One user wrote on Twitter that many Afghan nationalist accounts here who have been relentlessly complaining about the Taliban rule to the US asking for their interference are now mad about Pakistan fighting with the Taliban. For them, the only entity allowed to attack Afghanistan is the US. They supported the US drones killing Afghan civilians but are spreading propaganda against Pakistan, who are doing nothing but defending themselves from the Afghan soil-based terrorism. Meanwhile, one user wrote on Twitter that Pakistan funded the Taliban in Afghanistan with full Western knowledge, but the Taliban got too powerful and nationalistic for them to control, and now they are seeing the consequences. You ultimately reap what you sow. But how have Pakistan and the Afghan Taliban relations been, and why are they fighting? Journalist and political analyst Sami Yousafzai, who has extensively covered the region, told ThePrint that despite the rhetoric of retaliation and war, both countries will likely avoid full-scale conflict as neither side can afford the consequences. He said that Pakistan has a powerful military including nuclear capabilities, but the Taliban have leverage through asymmetric tactics like suicide bombings and groups like the TTP and Baloch separatists which can contribute to instability across the border. This makes direct confrontation dangerous, as both sides are capable of inflicting harm, but neither can afford a full-scale war. The Taliban, on the other hand, he said, doesn't really have a political understanding. Now, the first Taliban regime collapsed due to Al-Qaeda, and now TTP is creating trouble for them. Yousafzai noted that a major issue for the Taliban is their popularity in Afghanistan, where anti-Pakistan sentiments run quite deep. The Afghan public views Pakistan as a meddler, and the Taliban, which was once aligned with Pakistan, now faces significant domestic pressure. According to Yousafzai, this is the repeat of history. He said that Pakistan's problem is that they are very happy to have a Taliban-type regime in Afghanistan, one which is without any recognition or international representation, almost like a marginalized and isolated regime. But what is driving this conflict? At the core of this conflict is the issue of Pashtun nationalism and the contentious Durand Line, which divides Pashtun communities between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now, Pakistan has long been accused of using the Taliban to address the Pashtunistan issue, which is an ongoing dispute over Pashtun majority areas straddling both countries. However, as the Taliban's nationalism intensifies, this strategy has backfired. The Taliban, which was once seen as a buffer against Pashtun separatism, now advocates for Pashtun unity, which undermines Pakistan's territorial integrity and interests. This has placed Pakistan in a difficult position, as the very group it supported to maintain influence over Afghanistan is now complicating its regional strategy. Analysts are unsure of what lies ahead. Yousafzai stressed that Afghanistan under the Taliban is not a typical regime, it is an abnormal one. And while Pakistan is stable and powerful with a strong military and significant international influence, it must exercise caution. He said that Pakistan bears more responsibility than the Afghan Taliban, since the Taliban operates like undisciplined, naughty children. They are unpredictable and dangerous, and Pakistan needs to be wary of them. For now, it remains to be seen what steps the two countries take in 2025 to reduce simmering tensions. This is Debdutta for ThePrint. Keep watching for more such videos.